ahead, Rob.
Okay,
take it
we're
off.
back. This time we've got the Atacocita football players, head football coach, Texas Aggie quarterback. That's all one. And they're all here with us right here tonight. Coach Stump, appreciate you coming out.
Thanks for having us.
Coach, tell us a little bit about what we can expect out of Atacocita this year.
Well, hopefully more than 5 wins. But, no, I think second year in the program, I think the guys have been working really hard. And mainly they know more of the expectations that not so much during the season, but in off-season and summertime and how to practice and the things that we're trying to get done that way.
One off-season makes a big difference, doesn't it, when you get to have them all school year?
It does. And, you know, you're trying to change the way things are done and got a good staff and got a completed staff now. And so kids are responding well, and we got to stay healthy. But our overall strength as a team has increased dramatically.
Now, do y'all play a lot of 7-on-7 in the summer? Or do you?
We did. You know, we played in 2 state qualifying tournaments, and we were in a league with Summer Creek and North Shore and Galena Park just on a weekly basis. But, you know, they had never been in a qualifying tournament before. And, yeah, you want to qualify and maybe go to the state tournament and all that, but it's really just about being in that competitive environment and in a tournament situation where, you got to rely on each other to win, and you can find out a lot about you guys. I was looking more at not if we won the game or not, but how we won or we lost the 7-on-7 game, how we lost, how we acted.
Right. Yeah, and that's important. You got to get one over the hump before you can win all of them.
That's right.
Now let me ask you, I was a coach's son. What's it like having your son out there? Do you notice it? Do you?
I mean, my dad was a coach when I played, and I had 3 other brothers that played. So, and I had another son that coached, and he's at A&M now. I mean, yeah, you notice, he's yours, but I'm probably harder on him than are some of the other guys at times.
Right.
I expect more out of him. He doesn't agree with that. And he doesn't like it sometimes, but, that's the way it is.
When I was in the 10th grade, I got my teeth knocked out, and I ran over to the sideline.
What was her name?
I ran over to the sideline with my teeth in my hand, and my dad's response was, "You don't run with those." I thought they were serious.
That's right.
But I got out of there, and so
that's
it
right.
worked out. Well, tell us about some of these guys you brought out here with you.
Well, here to my right, this is Greg Campbell, playing quarterback for us this year. He was an all-district wide receiver last year. We moved him to quarterback, and he's still learning that position. He thinks he knows everything, but he doesn't. Vince Wade, playing outside linebacker for us, and he was really eager. He wanted to say a few words.
You can't wait? You want to sing or something? Vince, that's your –
Yeah.
And you're inside linebacker, outside linebacker? Let me ask you something. Does that Dickey guy, does he know what he's talking about, or do you pay any attention to him? You just do what you want to do?
Nah, you know what he's talking about. He's been around a long time.
Okay, all right. I'm just, I'm going to stop right now because Coach Dickey's dad is going to be honored at halftime at the Kansas State football game. And that might not be important to a lot of people. It's important to me because I've known that family for a long time. So that's an important thing, and we're really happy for Coach Dickey. So when I call him tomorrow, I can say, "Oh, Vince thinks you know what you're doing." He can keep his job. Okay, all right. I'm gonna let him know. All right. Now who else we got back here?
Jamarcus Jones, our running back, and Taylor, the one that won the 4 tickets and is taking me to the game.
Come around here because I got to talk to you.
Although we're gonna be practicing, so he may need to give those tickets to me.
Now Saturday, when you're at the game and they're at practice, what kind of penalty will you have to pay on Monday? Monday? No, Saturday night when you go home to your house.
I hope none. I don't know.
All right, so now who do we got the first game of the year? Dolby?
Pasadena, yeah.
Have we watched them play at all?
Yes, we watched film.
Can this guy get the ball to you at all, or are you just going to stand out there like this all night when he wants?
He gets to him.
Okay, you're not going to be kicking the ground, holding your hands up and all that?
I hope not.
Come around over here. What's your name?
Greg Campbell.
Greg Campbell?
Yes, sir.
Now, Greg, if old Stump is running down the field, throwing his hands up because you're not getting the ball, what are you going to tell him when he gets back in the huddle?
If he doesn't get the ball?
Because he's not getting the ball because you're not getting it to him.
Oh, I'm going to get it to him.
Oh, you are?
Yes,
so
sir.
that won't happen.
No, sir.
All right, what do you think about being quarterback?
I mean, it's new, but like I'm learning new things and things like that. Coach don't know he's talking about something.
Well, now there's a guy that's over there at y'all school played quarterback. Pretty good at it.
Oh, yeah.
You know who that is?
Coach Stump. Yes, sir.
Does he give you good advice?
Yes, sir, all
You
the
ever
time.
give him any good advice?
I've been around long as he has, so I can't really.
Okay. Probably a good idea to keep it that
yes,
way. That's the way I do things.
Yes, sir.
All right, who else are we missing? Come around over here. Do y'all have any numbers like in the 20s over there? Or is it all?
Oh, they all want to be singing digits.
Oh, okay. All right. And what's your name?
Jamarcus Jones,
And what do you play?
running back,
Yeah. What grade are you in?
12.
12? We going to make all district this year?
Oh, yes, sir.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Let's go one time. All right? I can tackle you one time? I couldn't tackle you one time.
Yes.
All right, so what do you think about Dobie? Give me a score. I'm going to be there Friday night.
Well, 52 to nothing. That's
52 to nothing.
Yeah, I'll wait. Yeah.
All right. All right, let's let old Bert talk to y'all. Your head coach, Bert Brocker. Let's pass this back over to him and let him visit with y'all.
No, like I said earlier in the show, all y'all are in your second year, so a lot going on. I know you have that winning tradition from everywhere you've came from, so it's got to be exciting. Of course, the AD, Troy Kite's known you for a long time. John Lopez last year in interviewing you. You bring a lot to this school district, and really proud to have somebody of your caliber here with the guys. Do you feel like that the kids are falling into place? And tell me what you're doing to work, because we all know these kids, juniors and seniors, they've kind of been set in their ways, so you had to make a lot of changes. Are you working with the youth programs? Are you working with the junior highs to put your systems into place for the future?
Yeah, we are. We're close with the junior highs and the middle schools and the 7th grade. In fact, those coaches, every summer we have a clinic for them and a camp so that they know our offense and defense, and they're running that on the 7th grade level and 8th grade level. So hopefully you see that. It's mainly when they get, those kids, they don't remember a whole lot because they play, they do everything else and they have summer. But what you get out of it, and the coaches know how to coach it, they've heard it before, and that's the main thing. When they get to 9th grade, they've heard it before, that it's familiar with, and what they're doing, and alignments, and base offense, base defense.
Well, and that's one of the things. You see a lot of kids now that, you see them as a youth athlete, and they're really good, and then they get up into that 8th grade and freshman in high school, and they fall off. And, a lot of them even quit the sport. So, as a coach and watching everything, you got to work with every kid because you never know who that next level superstar is going to be.
You don't, and now varsity's a different story, but, we have two teams on the 9th grade level and 2 teams on the JV level, and my philosophy there is that they all play. In those games, those are developmental stages, however you want to say it, and all those kids need to play. They come to practice, you play. And if you don't come to practice, you don't play. Exactly. But so we had consequences in place for those kind of things, and the kids that are there now. Right now, where we are in the second year is the sophomores and juniors and seniors know how it's supposed to be, and right now we're training the freshmen on how we do things on a daily basis. Where last year we were having to train everybody on how we do things and teach them the offense and teach them the defense. So, we're going to be a better team. If that translates, I don't know how many wins. You never know how many you're going to win. But we're going to be better just from the standpoint that those kids out there have invested and they care a whole lot.
Well, and I was talking to Aaron Glenn today. I know he's an Aggie and a great guy and 15 years in the NFL. He's now the lead scout for the New York Jets on the college side. We're talking about that. When they're out there looking at these kids, even at that level, going to the pros, character's becoming a bigger part of it because they invest a lot of money in these athletes. And it's not, there's a lot of raw talent, but they invest the money and then the kid goes off the deep end and all of a sudden they've wasted a draft pick, they've wasted a lot of time. And, it's just changing. Character's becoming a lot bigger part of it.
Well, it is. I recruited for 16 years, and I share that with these guys. When I went to a school to see a kid, I already knew he was a good football player, or I wouldn't have been at that school. So what you're doing when you go there, you're about to spend, not out of your own pocket, but the university, $225,000 on a kid. So we went to a school We talked to the counselor. We looked up his discipline file from his 9th grade year on. We talked to his teachers. We talked to the principals of how he acts in the halls, the cafeteria, those kind of things. I already knew he was a good football player, but you can't tell all those other character issues on film. And that's what you made your decision on, because you got a guy here in Humble, you got a guy in Dallas, you got a guy in Austin, you got a guy in New Mexico, you got a guy in Louisiana, all playing the same position. You're trying to make a decision on one.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, not only does he have to play, he has to have that discipline. You know, we see a lot of these kids getting booted out of school now. I mean, you know, it's changed. So I'm glad to see, you know, having someone here like yourself here in our school district.
Well, I appreciate that.
Back to you, Rob.
Yeah, Coach, we appreciate you coming out, and I want to say this too. I said this to Coach Berry. I watched you guys play last year, and what you've done is phenomenal. You're disciplined. Y'all make very, very few mistakes, and I know that doesn't always translate to wins, but to watch what you guys do is very impressive, and I just want you guys to know that's what we see. And I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, guys, thank y'all very much for coming out. Enjoy the game this weekend.